Yes.
Hi, we're here with Nicholas. Hi, Nicholas.
How's it going?
He's going to tell us a little bit about how he's found the Orthodoxy in his life. Nicholas, you can...
Alrighty. So yeah, before I was Orthodox, I was non-denominational or kind of Lutheran. I moved around a lot as a kid, and then I didn't really take Christianity particularly seriously until I joined the Marine Corps. After joining the Marine Corps, I was attending Bible studies and going to a lot of Protestant services and such. And then afterwards, I kind of fell out of it again and went through, a period of drama again once I got out of the military. Eventually, I found a contract and I ended up working out in Saudi Arabia for a year, and I lived out there. And basically every day out there, someone will try and convert you, or they'll try and talk to you about why you should leave Christianity. And as a Protestant, I didn't really have any leg to stand on. So eventually I started studying it more and more, and I found out, about like patristic nectar films and different priests like that. And eventually I started to come to the belief that Orthodoxy was the right path to choose.
How you found the Orthodoxy? Did someone speak to you, and how happened this? How God showed you the Orthodox way?
It just happened to me. I was studying history because I was debating the Muslims in Saudi, and the more I was studying history, I kind of stumbled across Orthodoxy. God, provided that to me, and it was at the right time, and it kind of lit a spark for me. And then I came back to the U.S. for some certifications I had to do, and I went to St. George's in Orlando and went to a couple services there. And I felt like this was the right church to be in. And then it was finally solidified for me as I ended up going to Tokyo, and I went to the church there. And that solidified that I don't think that there would be another church that I'd be able to be in. Because by the time I went back to Saudi, I was kind of on the warpath. I don't think I could have stayed there much longer.
Nicholas, after you become Orthodox, what changed side of your own view? How you see the life now? You have more, you are more positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say before it was like very easy just to be negative all the time and get caught up in all the politics, and especially here in the U.S. we get caught into like this left-right kind of ideology. And once you start putting everything in the perspective of God's, there's God and then there's everything else. And once you can find that path and try and follow God, it kind of makes everything else seem minuscule. All the drama that they throw at you every day is just nothing.
Why do you believe this is the church founded by Jesus Christ, the Orthodoxy?
At first, I would say it was purely just the historical aspect. I mean, it's the only church that can trace itself directly to the apostles, and it has that like proper apostolic succession, and they're the only church that maintains the original structure. And but as I started attending, like I said, it kind of lit a fire in me, and I felt a pull that it's difficult to explain unless you've experienced it. And after that, it was both like a logical conviction and a felt conviction. It wasn't just a purely like I know 1 equals 1 and so on. It was there's a greater power behind the church.
Awesome. There is any divine experience you live and God show you and make you more faithful?
When I first started coming to the church and I first got a prayer rope, I not as good as I used to be, but I was pretty religious, and I would use the prayer rope basically all day. And I went to sleep one night, and I was kind of being harassed by some sort of creature in this nightmare I was having, and they went to try and grab me, and they grabbed the prayer rope, and it kind of turned white, and it was like burning hot. And then after that, I was peaceful for the rest of the night, and then didn't have any issues. And then after that, every time I would have some form of a nightmare or something like that, I would just say the Jesus prayer and then wouldn't have any issues after that.
That's awesome.
And it's been pretty quiet since.
And one last question, Nicholas. What would you say to someone who is searching for truth? For those young people now, they're looking for truth, and safety in their life, directions?
I'd say the important thing is to be patient. You know, we're not all meant to be some, great hero. You know, we can't all be the main character. And so the important thing is to be patient and to just experience it. If you haven't been to a church, try and make a trip to one. If you can't make it to a church, then look into the priests. There's plenty of good ones. You know, you've got Father Moses, Father Spiridon, Father Trenum, and each of them have great lectures on all these subjects and great teachings. And oftentimes you'll kind of find that the right lesson reaches you at the right point in your life.
Awesome.
And once you can have that faith to realize that, you know, that thing was put there for a reason, it starts to connect things together, and it makes you realize that God wants you in His church, and He doesn't want you to be astray.
The life of the saints help you, Nicola, in your life? When you reading their books, inspire you, give you courage, hope?
Yeah, it puts a lot of things in perspective. You know, my patron saint was Saint Nicholas of Japan, and I only found out about him because I went to Tokyo that one time, and he was the first saint I ever prayed for the intercession from. And but his story is that he went to a land that had no Christianity and was the first one to establish Orthodoxy there, and was able to convert them. And the thing that I prayed for is, if he was able to bring Orthodoxy to a place like Japan, then I'd prayed that he could intercede for me and that Orthodoxy could come into my life.
That's very beautiful. Thank you very much, Nicholas. We wish you a great visit in St. Adonis.
Thank you.